Welcome to Long Island, a region of inspirational natural assets such as world-class beaches, historical landmarks, award-winning wineries, an agricultural region that ranks first in the state in the value of crops sold, home to innovation, a highly skilled workforce, world-renowned research and educational institutions, a diverse population, and industry clusters ranging from high-tech manufacturing to commercial fisheries, and an infrastructure network challenged with supporting this fast-paced and ever-changing economy. It has been a year since the visionary approach by Governor Cuomo to regionalize economic development by establishing regional councils. This diverse group, under the leadership of Kevin Law of the Long Island Association and Stuart Rabinowitz of Hofstra University, collaborated and deliberated, setting differences aside to create a strategic plan that was recognized as one of the 4 winning plans in the whole state.
It has been such a privilege to be a co-chair of the Long Island Regional Economic Development Council. I really want to thank Governor Cuomo for the honor and privilege of serving. And the real neat thing about it has been bringing so many different folks from Long Island together to work on a strategic economic development plan, identify some really important projects in both Nassau and Suffolk counties, and to both try to create jobs, improve some communities, and more importantly, really having this island function together as one important region.
So my name is Stuart Rabinowitz. My day job is that I'm president of Hofstra University. But my other very, very important job is that I have the honor of being a co-chair of the Long Island Regional Economic Development Council, thanks to the privilege granted to me by Governor Cuomo. And being on this council has been an eye-opener for me and has been an inspiration for me. There are many smart people on Long Island who have many different groups. There are many forms of government, many districts, different kinds of governing bodies, all very well-intended, very, very smart people, but there has been no group which could authoritatively speak as one voice for Long Island until the Regional Economic Development Council.
The Long Island Regional Council is about working together, in collaboration to make progress. We're talking about our educational communities, our business communities, our not-for-profits, and getting community involvement all together so that we can make sure that we are here on Long Island. We are focused on trying to grow our economy. We're focused on the future and what we have to offer to Long Island. It's a great place. We have wonderful assets here in terms of environmental assets, business assets. We want to prove to everyone in the world that Long Island is the place to be now and in the future.
During this first round, the Council accepted applications for funding for projects that showcased collaboration amongst research and educational institutions, fostered workforce development, supported infrastructure investments, and spurred innovation, hastened the commercialization of new technologies, strengthened our manufacturing sector, capitalized on our natural assets, and supported investments in neglected, distressed areas that have been historically underserved. We are thrilled to showcase the progress that was made in so little time.
My name is Yakov Shamash. I'm the Vice President for Economic Development and the Dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences at Stony Brook University. Well, of course, the Smart Grid is a strategic initiative by Stony Brook and Brookhaven National Labs focused on developing new technologies for the next generation of grids, electric grids in this country.
My name is Jerry Stokes. I'm Associate Laboratory Director here at Brookhaven National Laboratory. S-Grid 3 is really designed to focus on the grid, on this transmission domain. And through it, we're hoping that we'll in fact be able to support utilities and reduce the cost of electricity because we've reduced the waste. We can increase the effectiveness with which electricity is dispatched to your home. We also hope to be able to look at where are we actually getting the losses in the grid system. There are some places, the typical average loss in transmission and distribution is about 10%. And what this will allow us to do is to drive that down. The way we'll do this is in a facility that we're going to construct here. on the Brookhaven site is a facility called Aegis. Aegis is really focused on the data that comes out of the smart grid and the way in which that data is used to improve the performance of the grid. We're doing this in partnership with Stony Brook University, and Stony Brook is building a facility that will actually create devices that can be put on the grid in order to improve this. After that, it's going to be a mecca for the people who are interested in understanding how to improve the distribution and transmission of electricity. The combination of these facilities, well, it's part of why we call it the smarter grid. The grid's pretty smart already. It solves this problem, but it's going to get smarter because of the way in which we use the data.
The Regional Council has been extremely supportive of innovation, technology innovation on Long Island. And of course, the Smart Grid initiative is part of that. The smartness comes from IT and knowledge. And so the fact that we have an IT center and we have an energy center is a beautiful synergy that can essentially try to accomplish the goals of the Smart Grid Innovation Highway.
Hi, I'm Mark Lesko. I'm the new Executive Director of Accelerate Long Island, a groundbreaking regional effort to create startup companies on Long Island. We're incredibly excited about the Governor's Regional Council approach to economic development, and we were the beneficiary of a $500,000 grant for our new seed fund, our Accelerate Long Island Seed Fund. This is exactly what's needed on Long Island and throughout the state of New York when it comes to economic development. The future of our economy depends on being able to start up companies and create an entrepreneurial ecosystem so that we can grow the next new generation of companies for Long Island and keep our next generation of workers on Long Island. So this is a critically important effort for the region, and thanks to Governor Cuomo for thinking regionally about economic development and his support of Accelerate Long Island.
Hello, my name is Mark Fasciano. I'm one of the managing directors of Canrock Ventures, and I'm also a member of the Regional Council for Long Island. And I'm here today with my business partner, Ted Smith, who's also a partner in Canrock Ventures, an early stage technology fund. And we also have with us two people on our team. Pete Moran, who is the CEO of General Sentiment, and Tom Zoller, who's an analyst here with Canrock. And what we're here looking at today is our brand new offices. We're going to be moving in next week, hopefully, right, Tom?
That's right.
Next week.
All goes to plan.
And the point that we're moving here is twofold. One is to be close to the train station, so people have an easy way to get to work, and two, to have one location where all of our companies can be together and cross and collaborate. So this project here is the very start of something called ThoughtBox, which was a project that was recognized as a transformational project in last year's Regional Council Award. And this is the very start of it. So right now it's all empty and you can look around. This is a big open space, which is what technology companies do these days. So what we will have in here is not just the venture fund, but we'll also have each one of the companies at one of these tables or multiple tables working engineers alongside of development, sales, marketing, etc. And there's going to be one environment for everybody to share and work together. So we're very excited about the recognition we got with ThoughtBox. It's really enabled us to reach out and find those companies and be able to attract the very talented employees that we have. And it's the future, we believe, of Long Island's economy.
It's very exciting for me as a 20-something, 30-something who wants to live the lifestyle living in New York City, to be able to work out here, have a short commute. It's very convenient, and to not, get out of the city and work in a fantastic environment. And so, it's a great experience for me, and I think it's a perfect example of how the ThoughtBox is going to enable us to get new, diverse talent that would normally stay in the city to come out to Long Island. And I think it's going to help change our economy, and that's what we're aiming to do.
Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory has been here for 123 years, one of the leading research centers throughout its history in the United States. We focus on genetics primarily, and currently our research programs focus on cancer, neuroscience, plant biology, and a new area called quantitative biology. We are rated #1 in the world in the field of molecular biology and genetics, and we have about 1,200 employees, which has almost doubled in the last decade, the number of employees. and it has a very large economic impact on Long Island. The recent Regional Economic Council grant to Long Island as part of that large grant to Long Island, bought $2 million to Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory for an advanced drug testing facility, for which we went out and raised another $21 million on top of that initial gift. And that is going to lead to we've got approval now to build an extension onto our research facility in Woodbury to create a drug testing facility that will enable us to screen for drugs before they go into the clinic.
Hi, I'm Steve Ballone. I'm Suffolk County Executive. Most of my time over the last 10 years has been spent in Babylon as the town supervisor. And we're here in Wyandanch, and we started a project called Wyandanch Rising that was community-based, a comprehensive revitalization that started with the community and has always been driven by the community. You know, when I came in office as town supervisor, Wyandanch was listed as the most economically distressed community on Long Island. And we set about working together with community leaders to change this community, to help change people's lives. And we're now on the verge of doing something, I think, wonderful and fundamental and transformative. And the reason we were able to get here is because, number one, we started with the community, but number two, because we've had these amazing collaborations. There's no way that you can transform a community in a way that changes people's lives, like we're trying to do here in the Hamlet and Wyandanch, without everyone coming together at the federal level, the state level, and the local level. We've had a vision here at the local level with the community, but it is New York State with the Brownfield Opportunities Area Grant, the Department of State, the Environmental Facilities Corporation that has worked with us, Empire State Development that has provided so much critical support and funding, and the list goes on.
Hi, my name is David Lucas. I'm a community resident of Wyandanch all my life, and I'm glad to see what's happening with our community. We got the new sewer systems being put in, which is going to bring more business to the area, more jobs. We have a new spray park being built right now, which is going to be great for the community, the kids, and everybody else in the community.
Hi, I'm Paulette Satter, owner of Satter Farms on the North Fork of Long Island. When we started farming, we were a little surprised that there was no infrastructure to support farms, vegetable farms. If you go to regions such as California or even Florida, there are cooling facilities which help take the field heat out of the vegetables so that they hold longer and have better appearance, and these types of things didn't exist here. So we had to create our own infrastructure, purchasing our own vacuum cooler, which is a huge investment. There was no refrigeration, so it was a hardship that we didn't know we were heading into. The idea behind the agriculture enterprise facility is that it would be a central location where the farmers could bring their produce, have it properly chilled, and then stored overnight, and a distribution center for wholesalers or other people to pick up.
Behind me is the largest bay scallop spawner sanctuary in the world. As of last year's landings, we've built the stocks back to about 10% of what they were pre-brown tide. Now that 10% is very valuable. As I mentioned, it's worth about $3 million to the regional economy. We feel we're one of the major economic drivers in the fall in the East End. We're creating hundreds of jobs, literally, and millions of dollars of benefit to the regional economy in a way that is a heritage industry. But more importantly, as evidence to me personally, is to go out on opening day and see hundreds and hundreds of boats collecting bay scallop. It wasn't long ago when you went out and saw 3 boats that just weren't catching anything on opening day. So this effort is definitely working. There's hardcore proof that it is working, and it's just very exciting to be in the middle of a project that really will have historic implications to shellfish restoration.
Hi, I'm Jim D'Addario, and I'm the CEO of D'Addario & Company and also a member of the Long Island Regional Economic Council. We manufacture on Long Island. We have 800 plus employees in our Farmingdale locations, expanding right now from 3 buildings into 4. And we really wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without the help of the New York State and the council. Manufacturing on Long Island is a bit of a challenge. We have a high cost of living, and recruiting is not easy sometimes. And with the help we've gotten from New York State and the projects that we've implemented, lean manufacturing, for instance, and automation, we've been able to compete worldwide, and we distribute our products in 120 countries. More than half our business is export.
North LIJ is an organization that grew pretty quickly. We're about 45,000 employees strong, and we have more than 16 hospitals, a world-renowned research institute, and close to 300 faculty practices across Long Island as well as New York City. We're very concerned about the workforce of the future. So the workforce of the future will look very differently, and we today have a hard time finding qualified applicants that have graduated in the STEM disciplines, so science, technology, engineering, and maths. And so we've done a lot of work, and I think we're at a point where we are very comfortable that we've started to establish the linkage between the school, the educational system, and the business, and that's been critical for us these past couple of months. We were very fortunate to receive a workforce grant that allowed us to build a training program for new grads graduating right out of school, nursing grads, and with additional training we actually focused on IT training, and for the nurses, with that additional training, it made them very marketable. By providing them this training program, we're going to probably hire, if not 100% of the students that go through our program, we'll probably hire close to 100%.
My name is Simon Benevie. I'm the Dean of Engineering and Applied Sciences here at Hofstra University. And I'm here to talk about a partnership between New York Region and Hofstra. And what we have done is, between us, we have built a new biomedical engineering lab, which is protective of the scientists and the instruments, and it will help Hofstra educate students for technologies of the future.
The Council has funded ENGINE, which is a program to try and promote the growth of engineering education on Long Island. And as such, the first phase deals with growing the number of majors at Stony Brook by 150. So going forward, we'll have 150 more engineers studying so that they can graduate and work in the innovation economy on Long Island.
As important as Round 1 projects were to creating jobs, as well as generating enthusiasm and confidence in the Long Island Regional Council, we believe the second round is even more important. Let's take a look.
The Medical Scholars Pipeline Program is a 5-year program designed to recruit high-achieving minority students from economically disadvantaged communities and expose them to careers in healthcare. In addition to reaching that goal, we expose the kids to academic and communicative classes so that they can remain competitive on the college and medical school level and beyond. This year, we were proud to have an 89% retention rate. The Medical Scholars Pipeline Program begins with the student's junior year in high school and continues through the student's junior year in college.
Hi, I'm Greg Bleiskell, Executive Director for the Broad Hollow Bioscience Park. This is an exciting economic development project that was started with Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory and Farmingdale State College. It's to bring bioscience to Long Island and this region.
We also are very fortunate at Farmingdale to have the Broad Hollow Bioscience Park, which is a biotechnology research area. And we have 2 buildings now in operation. We're very hopeful for the third one, which will be for incubator projects that come out from the research institutions
of Long Island, such as Cold Spring Harbor, with which Broad Hollow has a very close affiliation, and also with Stony Brook University. So the incubator spaces in the third building will help to keep companies on Long Island.
We plan on having over 300 jobs here by the end of this decade, along with another 470 jobs that'll be developed on the outside to support the activities that go on here. These are well-paying jobs. The difficulty in this is that these companies need space that's expensive to build, and it's for a niche market. So without the state support to help get this started, these companies just never settle here, and they will continue to go somewhere else, and the jobs will be lost.
This community is going to have public spaces, a public green, a community building that will be available for use not just for the residents of Win Quorum Commons, but for the wider community. There'll be public space for farmers markets, concerts, and other things of that nature that will bring the community together. And it will provide workforce rental housing for workers. This is a tremendous need on Long Island. We do not have enough rental housing. It's really been something that's been holding back the economic development of our entire region. Young people are leaving Long Island because they don't have an affordable place to live.
Long Island has always been about the future, whether it was creating America's first suburb, or cracking the human genome, or cradling the first astronauts to walk on the moon. Long Island has been a synonym for innovation and invention.
You know, I think what everyone agrees, Long Island really isn't limited by the number of bright kids. There are lots of bright kids on Long Island. They just have to see that they're allowed to really be important when they're young. Which you could say the Google boys were pretty important when pretty young. So your future always depends on having faith in young people. You know, I'm soon will be 85, so I think I'm still at least young in heart. But I know that I'm not going to cure cancer. It's going to be someone who's 35 who just says, I'm going to do it. And you just got to let your society have big objectives.
And now, with a new energy and focus, with new ideas and initiatives, with a new commitment to collaboration across all our communities, we look to the future of infinite possibility. Progress is our promise.